Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Jack Boytel. You are on the official Jack Boytel YouTube channel. We are just leaving the forest here. After, I introduced who I am, what we're here to do. And then I also just wanted to tell you guys, this journey that we're going on is not going to be easy for anyone that is following along and wants to join us on our mission here. It's not going to be easy. But one of the things we do need to think about is going to be what do we want to actually do, basically. Like, business is one thing, but what do you actually want to get into? And that is something that, like, a lot of people kind of struggle with. There's a lot of opportunities nowadays. You can go like the ebook route, you can do like Amazon stuff. Like, the way Amazon works is if you pay them like a monthly fee, you can store stuff in their warehouse and they will ship it off for you. So like if you're someone that makes your own products or you know how to get bulk items, that's something you can do. There's a lot of things people could do. You could do like AI art, that's also a thing. You can also make your own art as well. If you're a designer of some kind, you can also do that. And then, like I said, there's tons of options out there for you guys to choose from. And that's going to be the biggest thing that you want to decide as we go on this journey. For the guys that do follow along, is just decide like what you actually want to do. Because if you don't know what you want to do, you're not going to be able to do anything, basically. Because like you guys are going to want to know, what audience you guys need to reach, what products you need, stuff like that. All the stuff you've heard a million times. So I want you guys to decide what you want to do. For me personally, it's going to be all online stuff because, I'm not very creative when it comes to designing things. So my stuff at the moment and what I'm going to be learning and teaching is going to be all online based. My whole idea, now, before I get into that, the concept of business is not very hard to understand whatsoever. Find a problem, give a solution. It's that easy. It's really not hard. And that's how you're going to find, what you want to do. Is you got to find people with a problem that you can help with, and then you're going to solve that problem. So for me, and some other people, I'm doing this through one guy that's teaching me this stuff. So I'll be giving all that information at some point once I actually do get this kick started here. But what I'm going to be doing is, when you go on Google and you type in companies, you'll notice that most of them, they have websites, they have contact information, they have addresses, all that stuff. And what I'm going to be doing, at least for this first business idea here, is that we're going to be contacting all the smaller businesses that don't currently have a website on Google, and we're going to make them a website for completely free. It's going to have all their information on it. It's going to have some like personalized details and stuff, nothing too crazy because we got to make money, of course. And then we're going to contact them. And we're going to be like, "Hey, I noticed you don't have a website on Google, and I went ahead and I made you a website for free. I want you to check it out. Here's the link, stuff like that." And then you're like, if this is something that you're interested in, or, well, your wording is going to be different, obviously, but this is just a genuine rundown here. And you're going to be like, if this is something you're interested in, I can give you full access to the website for, let's say, like, normally I would charge $1,000. So, but for you, I'll do it for $400 because I noticed that you're a small business that doesn't already have a website. So, you tell them your price is normally higher, but you're dropping it down for them. It's like the inflation method or deflation method, basically, because everything is up. People want discounts. And that's basically what you tell them, but because you're building the website for free, it's not going to, you don't have to pay for anything on that front. and they'll have full access to it. They can put in all their details and stuff. You don't need their login information or anything. But you can also give them like different packages, I guess, is also an option. You could be like, here's my normal package, the website's yours the way it is, but then you can offer like a higher up paying package, whereas like the website will be yours, but I can fully customize it to your liking before handing it off to you. That way they don't have to physically set up anything. And then even if you want to go a step further, you can give them like security options, and you can like monitor the site for them, basically. And that's something that anyone could really do. It's not too hard to just go on Google and look up companies that don't have a website already. And just, write down their company information, take notes on what they do, why they're doing it, stuff like that. Make them a website for free. Contact them with your offer. And then if they do agree, that is going to be money in your pocket, guaranteed every single month, because it's going to be on a monthly basis, which is kind of what we want to focus on, because getting paid per hour is one thing, but getting like a monthly subscription coming in, totally different thing. Because if one order is like $400, that's already $400 guaranteed, same day every month. But if you have, let's say, I don't know, like two sales, that's $800 every month. And that's just off two. That's just two. It's not complicated to be able to double and triple those numbers all the time. I probably personally would be comfortable with like 10 sales in a month. And that, I would be pretty satisfied with that. But we want to keep adding to that pile, so that, the more sales you get, the more money you're getting each month, basically. But obviously, you're going to have to set up a bank account for that. If you are going to run a business, you will need a business license if you want to hire people legally. And, tax write-off, stuff like that. You're going to have to register the business. I personally am in Canada. So most of you guys are also in Canada too. But also half the audience is in America. So that's, when I show the details of that, it's going to be different for everyone. But for those of you that are in Canada, you guys can follow along with the steps that I take. And figure out what you want to do. Figure out what problems you can help with. And if you're struggling to figure out what problems you can actually help with, just do some research on what their problem is. Take a couple days, take a week, do some research every day. 1 to like 5 hours every day, just researching the problem. So you can come back to them and be like, hey, I put together all this information for you, blah, 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 throw them your price that you have, basically. Now, I'm probably not going to talk about like what problems equal like higher value, because it's different for everyone. Like if you could save someone's marriage, someone might pay you like $10,000 to do that. Someone else might pay like $500 to save their marriage, stuff like that. So you kind of want to find your sweet spot when it comes to that. Once you have some money coming in, some sales coming in, you'll know that like, hey, this price works. Or if you're not getting any sales, be like, hey, my price is too high, maybe my pitch is bad, maybe I'm not going about it properly. Any problems you guys have, swing them over to me. I'll help you guys out. This channel is completely free, by the way. Again, Jack Boytel on the official Jack Boytel YouTube channel. Completely free. You guys don't have to pay for it to see this and get this information. You just have to be willing and ready to watch what I have to say and what I have to do. Because we're going on this journey together. And I'm going to show all the ins and outs of what to do, so I can show you guys what to do step by step, how to get there, and have actual proof if something works or it doesn't work. and I'm going to show literally everything. And you guys can follow along, be successful together. And yeah, it's really all I got. You guys need to figure out what you want to do, why you want to do it, and more importantly, what are your skill sets? You know, what are you actually able to do? And I will touch on that at some point because there is options nowadays to help you do things you can't do. For example, building websites, stuff like that. There is options out there. But that is what your guys' first mission is, because I already know. I already know what I'm going to do. I told you guys what I'm doing first, mind you. There could be some other options in the future, but that's where we're starting, is with online websites and just heading up people on Google that don't already have websites, basically. Now, if you do decide to do the same business model that I'm doing, just keep in mind that some businesses, they do actually have a website. They just, they haven't put it on Google, or they don't know how to put it on Google. You could help them solve that too, if need be. And then one other big business model that you can follow is doing like online account. I want to call it like maintenance. I don't know the actual genuine term, but you can basically help accounts grow. Post for them for 30 days kind of thing. That one requires more effort on your part, more time, and you're probably going to be doing whatever you're doing for like 30 days for completely free. And then you're like, if you like what I do for 30 days, then we can talk money or whatever. But that's your homework that you have to do. Figure out what line of work you want to do and what problems you can fix. Once you figure that out, we'll be moving on to the next steps. And yeah, it's really not that hard. It might take a few tries here. I've tried multiple things too to really find, what I'm better at, basically. So don't be discouraged if something doesn't work out. Just keep trying again. And just remember, it doesn't matter what business model you follow and what problems you're solving. It's not going to be easy still. So just never forget that. And that is all I have to say for you guys to do your homework and get a kickstart on this. And our next topic that we will talk about will most likely be sort of like the routine that I'm getting into, and sort of show you guys how to get on track before you start anything, basically. Because you guys are gonna need a good work ethic. You're gonna need to know how to do like time management, especially if you're working part-time or full-time while doing this. And really quickly, before I head off here, I just want to say that if you guys are already working, you're doing part-time or full-time, don't quit your job right away. Okay? Don't do that. Some businesses, they won't work out. Some businesses will take a long time to actually develop, depending on how much effort you put in. But don't just quit your job because you think, hey, I'm going to be fine in like a week. Some people can do it in a week, don't get me wrong. Billionaires can make like $10,000 in 5 days if they try hard enough, or even more than that. Just because they have the skills, they have the knowledge, they have the experience. And a lot of you probably won't have that, and that's why you're here, is to develop those things. So yep. Pick what you want to do and figure out what problems you can solve. That's all you gotta do, and we'll carry on next time. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys click subscribe, click the notification bell, leave a like, and comment down below what line of work you're going into with this journey that we're going on. Are you guys doing what I'm gonna do, and you're just helping people build websites that don't already have one? Are you making your own products? Are you taking the easy way out and using AI to do all the hard work for you? I'd love to know. Let me know. I'll get back to all you guys. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. keep learning, and don't forget to take notes. And yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one.